Luke Hobbs and Deckard Shaw. We've got unfinished business. Shaw's sister took something from me. A virus that could wipe out half the population, and I want it back.
You want to tell me just what we're dealing with here?
It's my sister. Family business.
When it's the fate of the world, it becomes my business.
This whole thing sounds really dodgy. Look after your sister.
Listen, I'll handle it.
The only way we survive is working together, like a team.
Let's do this.
Buckle up, fat boy. On my 3. 1!
Woo! Hey, see the look on his face? You have no idea how long I've been waiting to do that.
Yeah, 'cause it's watertime!
The music's already started. Let's see if we can get in sync.
So you guys are being hunted by an army of mercenaries led by a genetically enhanced soldier.
Look at me. I'm Black Superman.
Aloha. This is Trinidad, the Island Man, your Island Man. Come to you live once again from beautiful Hawaii here on the island of Oahu, bringing you, yes you, the best movie reviews on the entire island of Oahu. And yes, this is Trinidad, the Island Man, your Island Man. And today I want to go ahead and talk to you about the movie Fast and Furious Presents Hobbs and Shaw. And well, you know, this opened up last night, Thursday night, when I went ahead and saw the opening. And well, let me just say, remember our rating scale, shock a thumbs up. It's good to see, I recommend it. Shock a thumbs down. It's bad to see, it's junk. I don't recommend it. And for Hobbs and Shaw, starring The Rock, Dwayne Johnson, The Rock, Jason Statham, and Helen Mirren, Idris Elba, and Vanessa Kirby. It is a shock a thumbs up. This movie is a lot of fun. It is action-packed, star-studded cast in this movie, because other than those that I have just mentioned, as you saw from the trailer, Idris Elba plays the cybernetically enhanced super villain, and pretty much he is a super villain. But, you know, to be fair, who could stand up against both Jason Statham and The Rock, you know, other than somebody who is super powered, other than a super villain themselves? You know, and as Idris Elba even says in the show, you know, the Black Superman, which he may be, might be, you know, the toughest challenge for The Rock yet. Let alone Jason Statham, who, you know, took out a big old shark just last summer. So, so of course, it's got to be, you know, super-powered, cybernetically enhanced Idris Elba. And of course, his sister, Jason Statham's sister, who The Rock is trying to protect, playing Hobbs, played by Vanessa Kirby. Best known, I think, for, I guess, I'm told she's in The Crown, or she was in The Crown, that Netflix show. I don't know. I don't watch that kind of stuff. But as far as movie-wise goes, she was in the last Mission Impossible movie. She is the person, the woman, that's selling the black market goods and trying to buy black market goods for these launch codes, I guess, or selling the uranium that you know, they were after Henry Cavill and Tom Cruise's character in Mission Impossible. She was that character. I was not impressed with her. I was worried that she would be the weakest link in Hobbs and Shaw, because honestly, in Mission Impossible, she really didn't do that much. But fortunately, in this one, she is part of the action from the very beginning of the movie. She is not some helpless damsel in distress, and that really elevated her status in my eyes. You know, and of course, you know, she's easy on the eyes, so that always helps. And, you know, she's kind of set up maybe potentially is to become maybe The Rock's love interest, potentially in further sequels of this. And of course, in Jason Statham's sister, she could be potentially making out the third member of this crew of, new adventurers, I guess. I admit I did miss, Vin Diesel and the rest of the Fast and Furious gang in this. But as we become more familiar with Hobbs and Shaw, their chemistry working together, and, that of his sister, and the other people on the peripheral of their, working for and with, I think that cohesion of the team and that familiarity will grow, much as it did with the Fast and Furious original crew. Who might I be talking about? Well, there are some spoiler guest star appearances in this, mainly Deadpool himself. Ryan Reynolds makes an appearance, and essentially he plays the character that who Clint Eastwood's son and Kurt Russell plays as kind of the CIA agent, kind of hiring Hobbs to go out and work with Statham to get this valuable mission done, saving the world. And essentially, it is just that, saving the entire world. Even more so, more pressing, more dramatic than any of the other Fast and Fives. Even this last Fast and Furious, Fate of the Furious Part 8, where the world is at stake from a crazy technological virus that will wipe out the weakest people throughout the world on a global scale, thus leaving only the best of the best to be cybernetically enhanced by this shadowy organization that is almost straight out of like a James Bond novel, almost Spectre-like per se, who's the head bad guy, is never seen as of yet, kind of aka a Blofeld-like character from James Bond, which we will potentially see in the future, that is teased to be from Hobbs' past, as very much Idris Elba, we find out, is from Shaw Decker's past, an old associate or ally that he must face and come to grips with as well. But yes, it takes the combined powerhouse of The Rock and the moves of Statham to go ahead and take down this cybernetically enhanced, almost Superman-like supervillain of it. So Jason Statham has to come to grips, facing him once again, as he did in his past, come to grips with an old friend, an old ally, who has once now become and it is up to Hobbs and Shaw to team up along with Shaw's sister, played by Vanessa Kirby, to take on and defeat Idris Elba and realize that he's not working alone in solo, but as part of this larger terrorist organization, who will most likely become one of the focuses of the continued sequel. Again, there are no revelations on who is leading the Spectre-like organization, but it is revealed at the end of the movie that it is someone related to Hobbs's past, The Rock's past, Dwayne Johnson's, very much as Idris Elba was revealed to be linked to Shaw's past. So throughout the movie, there are alliterations and revelations that they may be trying to build upon the Hobbs and Shaw universe a little bit more so than to stand alone, when compared to its predecessors, the Fast and Furious franchise. Definitely to deal more with maybe more the global scale, even more so than Vin Diesel's Fast and Furious team, moving more into a James Bond-like scenarios / even a Vin Diesel XXX kind of movie, secret agent, So again, it is a strong shock, a thumbs up for this movie, especially if you like action, over-the-top action. There's plenty of explosions, some car chases, maybe not as much as the famed Fast and Furious brand would want to present, but with Statham's driving ability, it is interesting to see how they. I don't have a problem with Idris Elba's cybernetically enhanced super strength and durability and invulnerability in this movie, although it does kind of weaken throughout the film for some unexplained reason. I mean, the man does have like almost a building dropped on him, and yet at the end, during the final fight scene, some things happen that it's like, I don't know why that is hurting him now exactly, but okay, we just are supposed to roll with it. And for the most part, due to the action, and the movement of the plot, it's just time for him to basically lose, essentially. But all through the movie, I buy that. The only thing I didn't buy was some of the chases are, CGI'd, especially when it comes to Idris Elba's motorcycle, not the riding ability per se, as there's a lot of trick riding and probably some of it that is definitely CGI, but there are some really bad fake parts, like where this motorcycle goes, Idris Elba's motorcycle goes under a semi-truck. And basically this motorcycle is Elastigirl's motorcycle from the Incredibles 2 movie, and that's something that I just found hard to buy, because this motorcycle was not a normal or souped up street motorcycle at all, but actually something more akin to that superhero animated movie, which is the only way that I can explain it, because when you see it, you'll say, yeah, that kind of reminds me of her motorcycle. But other than that, it is good fun, crazy fun. If you loved Fast and Furious, you'll love this movie. And I look forward to seeing much, much more, on the Hobbs and Shaw front. And it is set up easily for a sequel, and many more, as I'm sure Universal will want to see that happen. So again, Hobbs and Shaw, presented by Fast and Furious. Shock a thumbs up. This probably will mean that they won't make it into Fast and Furious 9 with their own successful sequel now. But hey, that's fine. More time to focus on the old gang, and plenty of time to enjoy the new gang in the new movies as well. All right, thank you so much. This is Trinidad the Island Man, your Island Man, giving Hobbs and Shaw a shock a thumbs up. Go ahead and see it this weekend, if you want some mindless entertainment and fun. All right, thank you so much, and aloha.